Ooh. Oh. Good morning guys, my name is Kev and welcome to the Sydney Food Boy channel. If you're new to the channel, what I do is I travel around Sydney, try to find some amazing food to eat and show you guys the beautiful stories behind the food. Today I woke up and I suddenly felt like eating one of my favorite things to eat in Sydney, BIANG BIANG Noodles. Let's go! Whoa, hang on, I forgot to say. If you enjoy this video, please hit the video with a like and consider subscribing. It really helps my channel grow and it helps me to get more stories and more food out there for people to try. Alright, now let's go. We're out here on Burwood Road and Burwood Road's home to a lot of my favorite noodle shops in Sydney. So over time, I want to show you guys these noodle shops, but today we're heading towards BIANG BIANG at Xi'an Eatery. So we're here at Xi'an Eatery in Burwood and this is my favourite place in Sydney to get Xi'an foods. And there's three dishes that I personally really like. So those are the ones that I've ordered and they're the ones I'm about to show you guys. The first time I tried Xi'an cuisine was in New York actually, so I spent a bit of time in New York while I was at university on placement. There's an area in New York called Flushing in Queens. And there's a big density of Xi'an Chinese people and Fujianese Chinese people. So there's a lot of Xi'an foods to try within that area. And ever since then, ever since I tried, I've been in love. Like I've been so obsessed and this is the best place that I've found in Sydney to try these foods. The boss was nice enough to invite me inside to have a look at how she made it and she had these really flattened pieces of dough. Pretty much just pulled it apart and smacked it against the table and wobbled it a little bit. So that's how they hand stretch the noodles. The noodles being stretched in this way, they remain thick, they remain wide. And because of that, it gives it a really nice, thick and chewy taste to the noodles.
I wanted to take you guys with me on the experience of watching how these BIANG BIANG noodles are stretched, how they're cooked. So yeah, watch and enjoy and let me know in the comments if you do want to see more of this sort of thing because I have heaps of video clips of people cooking things in the kitchen and I'd love to share it with you guys if you're interested.
One dish I want to try here is the ROU JIA MO. So the direct translation of that word is Chinese hamburger. You've got a crispy Chinese pancake-like flatbread, which is sliced in half, and they add little bits of stewed pork inside the flatbread. You can see the pork inside the Chinese hamburger just glistening. She speaks to me in Mandarin, but my Mandarin's trash. I can only understand a little bit. Alright, let's try this. I love the pork. The pork's seasoned really well. It's a good balance of fattiness, but the meat itself is really tender and really soft and really juicy. So every bite's a nice flavour with this. Have you guys ever tried a Chinese hamburger before? Let me know in the comments below. I think the pork in the sandwich is a bit on the savoury side, but I really like it. I'm a savoury too. I can imagine that some people might find it a little bit saltier. Still very good though. Next thing we're going to try is the BIANG BIANG noodles. This is what the BIANG BIANG noodles looks like. Ooh. Look at that. It's insane. Look how wide it is. Yeah, some parts of the noodles still really wide. Bruh. Yum. And as I'm mixing it, I can smell the flavors. It's a combination of what looks like garlic, chili oil. So you've got tomato, you got egg, you got potatoes, carrots, other vegetables, and you have stewed pork as well. So all of this in combination, as you mix it through, you can smell all of these flavors really nicely. And it's so mouth-watering. I'm pretty much drooling right now. Because of the width of the noodles, it really picks up a lot of these flavors well. Let's have a try. Oh. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is one of my favorite things to eat in Sydney, hands down. If I had to make a top 3 list of things to eat in Sydney, these noodles would be a part of that top 3 list. I'm not even joking right now. Oh. The noodles are so thick and chewy, but sort of buttery at the same time. Just really delicious flavors across all the meats. So you've got to try it for yourself. You just don't want to stop eating it. One way I love to eat my BIANG BIANG noodles is by putting a small serving of it into a little bowl. Then I like to add a little bit of chili oil, a little bit of vinegar, and just mix it all together. And what that does is it just adds a little bit of the vinegar and the chili oil flavor punch to the noodles. A bit extra. You can order the noodles with chili or without chili as well, but I just love it with a lot of chili oil. I always think it adds to the flavor, man. It's delicious. The thing I love about these noodles is they're so long. It almost feels like it's endless when you kind of pull against these noodles. It's all the one noodle strain, like really lengthened. When they add it into the hot water to boil it, it's not cut. So when they serve it, it's just all one long endless noodle. The last thing we ordered is what we call Xi'an cold skin noodles, or LIANG PI cold skin noodles. It's pretty much flour and water made into a dough and then steamed. And after it's steamed, it's sort of hand cut horizontally, which gives off a noodle texture. So even though it's called cold skin noodles, they don't use any pieces of skin inside the noodles. The noodles are dressed in a vinegar and chili oil bit of concoction. It's a really refreshing taste to it. So as you eat it with the BIANG BIANG noodles, it goes well. I always order it in combination. On the noodles, you can see cucumber, you can see sesame seeds, bean sprouts. It sort of gives off the impression that it's almost a salad. So it's a great thing to eat in combination. You also have little pieces of tofu as well. So let's have a try of these cold skin noodles here. The noodles are so bouncy, they're so springy, and then they just wash down the BIANG BIANG noodles really well. You know, they catch a lot of that vinegar and chili oil. Although there's a lot of flavors and it's a strong flavor, it's a really refreshing flavor. The boss came to give me this drink and she said something in Chinese which I didn't really understand. My Mando is trash, like I'm really bad. I know how to say some phrases from going into year 1 in Chinese school, but apparently this is her favorite drink. Apparently it's a sweet orange drink. It's a bit like Fanta, but a bit sweeter. It's still a soft drink, it's still a soda. You still get the carbonated fizziness. It tastes really good with, you know, all the chili oil and the butteriness that we're eating. On the can it says, drink from the childhood. Maybe that's what she was trying to tell me in Mandarin. I think the cucumber and the bean sprouts are just such a good addition to make this dish like really nice and really fresh tasting. I definitely love adding a little bit more of the vinegar into the cold skin noodles as well. That's good flavour. Man, love.
这个 个我们西安有很多好吃的东西，但是这个西安的这个肉夹馍凉皮是我们其中的一种，就是还有我们家biang biang面，我们纯手工做出来的东西，不但从味道来说，还是从那个色泽来说，应该是非常好的。那个酱料呢，都是我们老板他自己配出来的。他已经干了30多年的餐饮了，就是希望咱们一些澳洲的这个人或者是朋友呀，到我们那个西安诱惑来吃我们的美食，而且传统我们西安的这种文化。